That down, guys. Let's move on to this, shall we? The New England Patriots, in a very short window of time, I mean, this is a great example of the parity in the NFL, because it ain't that big of a gap of time that we went from unstoppable dynasty to what I think is inarguably the worst team in the NFL right now, which is them. And the quarterback for that team has been Jacoby Brissett. Well, according now to reports coming out, their number 3 pick, Drake May from North Carolina.
Woo! Oh, sorry.
Woo! Is going to be now the starting quarterback, as the reports coming out is that Jacoby Brissett has been benched and they're now going to go with their rookie. Now, I have a special place in my heart for Brissett, because do you remember that year that Tom Brady got suspended for a bunch?
Yeah.
And New England had 2 backup quarterbacks. They had the Graps, Garoppolo, and they had Jacoby Brissett. And under Garoppolo and Brissett, while Tommy was sitting out his suspension, they went undefeated, or at least for a long streak. And they both played great, lights out. So they bring back Jacoby Brissett. But I mean, this really shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, not just because the Patriots are 1-4 and really should be 0-5, but Brissett's performance, again, hasn't been good. Not as bad as Deshaun Watson, but they haven't been good. Take a look at this. This is Brissett's numbers. He's thrown for, 160 yards, 168, 98, 149, and 121. Through 5 weeks, he's thrown for under 700 yards, only 2 touchdowns. He's been protecting the ball.
Yeah.
He's been protecting the ball, only 1 turnover, well, at least with 1 interception. But his passer complete rating is 58.5%. Now, look, you could have Peyton Manning in his prime quarterbacking this team right now. I don't know if they're anything more than a 2-3 team anyway, but you're clearly not going to progress with Brissett. I still like him as a backup quarterback. Again, he can manage a game. He can protect the ball. He can do all the things you want a backup quarterback to do. And I was cheering for him. I mean, I was personally really cheering for him to do well, but it clearly has not worked out. And you might as well move to the young guy. You used huge draft capital to get him. Are they pulling the trigger too soon here, Ryan, or is this the right move?
I mean, there's no future with Brissett, like you're saying. He's basically a backup. I do think in a better circumstance, he would have put up better numbers, but I think the Patriots have the worst O-line in the league, and they just lost their center.
Yeah.
So if you're running for your life all the time, you're not going to complete a lot of passes. I think they kind of knew this because before he hopped on, I was doing some research, and they basically were saying that May was taking 30% of the first team snaps in practice.
Which kind of foreshadowed they might have been looking to make a switch.
Which backups usually don't take that much, maybe 10%. So I think they were kind of ready for this. And in the preseason, May was better than Brissett, but you don't want to start him initially. And I just think, they're just going to put him in there and hope he can, juice them up and get him to get some wins and get some experience. But they don't have a lot of weapons. They don't have an O-line. I don't think their special teams is not great. So I wouldn't expect him to light it up, but if he's going to be your starter, I guess you give him the chance with the expectation that he doesn't have a lot of stuff around him. So he's going to make mistakes, which Brissett probably wouldn't make, but maybe there's a chance he,
well, there's a learning curve there too, right? There's a learning curve. And here's the thing. Look, to me, ideally, I think the NFL and most teams in the NFL today way too much rush their rookie quarterbacks into the number 1 spot. I think ideally you have a situation like Jordan Love, right? You draft Jordan Love high, you have him sit behind a talented veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers was in Green Bay. You have him sit behind that, learn the game, adapt to the game. And then what happened when Jordan Love got his break? Well, let's put it this way. Aaron Rodgers last year at the Green Bay didn't make the playoffs. Jordan Love's first year as a starter made the playoffs. Yeah. That's the ideal, but May is not going to get that behind Brissett, right?
No,
he's not going to be able to learn. He's not going to be able to see how to win. He's not going to be able to do that. So I think you're right. Now's the time to make the move, and they made the move. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The New England Patriots have changed Super Bowl predictions everywhere by benching Jacoby Brissett. Of course, I'm being facetious there. What do you think about it? Do you think they should have just let him play? Do you think they should keep May on the bench for a year regardless? Do you think it's the right time to put him in and let him start getting some experience since it's a lost season anyway? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.